If you're having trouble painting or starting a painting, I recommend starting out with a couple of big brush strokes. And what's cool about this is you're not focusing on pretty much any detail in the beginning. It's just setting a imagine like dumping a bunch of clay or having like clay in your hand. Like it doesn't have an actual shape. It's like a blob of different blobs. And what's cool is once you have that sort of in your page, right? All you have to do from that point on is simply clean up the edges. Again, you're not even focusing on the detail yet, right? It's just setting the blobs in, the blob of random like bubbles or shapes. And then from there, you just start cutting or subtracting the edges until you have one vague idea of a silhouette of the thing you're trying to sort of mimic. And what's cool here is you don't really have to think too much when you do this. And I think it's really good for people who tend to overthink or procrastinate, or you just get anxious when you have that open and empty canvas. Just add a couple of blobs in, right? In a general kind of way. It's usually going to be like a mishmash of different circles, or um, it's usually going to be a bunch of circles or spheres. And then from then on, you sculpt the edges into something that mimics or describes the thing you want to sort of illustrate. And then from then on, you will notice that adding details just become easier because you already have the general silhouette done, which came from the original blob, which you sculpted the edges from. So starting your paintings this way it just has less pressure, and I feel like you can get a lot of work done this way without having so much pressure in the beginning. All you have to do again is just add in some blobs and then sculpt the edges of those blobs until you get some kind of good enough silhouette. And then from then on, notice how the details just come in. So hopefully this helps, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.